Hey guys, today I am back with a weight loss Q&A video. I get requested for these all the freaking time. I sometimes think that they can be redundant, but you guys love them and I haven't done one in about 6 months. So I figured now is the time to sit down and do them. And I actually always feel so guilty when I do these videos because I get a ton of questions and I obviously can't get to them all. So I am so sorry if I didn't get to your question. I think I got like over 300 questions this time around, which is crazy. So thank you guys so much for your interest and your questions. So anyway, without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and get into the questions. I don't want my camera to die. I don't want my light to get super hot. So let's just get started with your questions. Okay, so to start, I'm starting with a question from Instagram, but I got this question a lot on YouTube, Instagram, in many different ways. She says, do you recommend buying clothes as goal clothes, like what you fit into and dealing with the clothes that fit now, or did you buy clothes along the way knowing that they wouldn't fit soon? For the most part, I want to say no because I knew that I would continue to lose weight. I did buy some clothes like jeans and things like that when they obviously got way too big for me and they were just looking like they were enveloping me. I would buy like 1 or 2 pairs of inexpensive jeans. When I wouldn't fit into my clothes, I would basically give them away and donate them. So it kind of is a double-edged sword. Here is another question I got a ton, even though I have answered this many times, but it's a quick one. Did you focus more on cardio or weights during your weight loss journey? During my weight loss journey, just to lose the fat, I focused solely on cardio. And once I had lost all my weight, then I started getting into weight training. I think when I had 10 pounds left to lose, sorry. And I always say that I wish I got into weight training earlier because weight training allows you to burn calories once you've left the gym. And it also sculpts the body and can make you look leaner than you are even if you're not losing weight because everything is tighter underneath. So if I was doing it again, I wouldn't have started weight training like when I was a big girl at 212 pounds. But I would have started earlier. S_CWP3 on Instagram asks, after reaching your goal weight, how have you been able to maintain? Maintenance for me has been a balance. It was all trial and error. When I first started to get into maintenance stage, I had to start increasing my calories because I wasn't going to be counting calories and I wasn't going to be living on weight loss calories, of course, for the rest of my life. But there is a fine balance in the middle where you can increase your calories and cut back on your exercise and you will not be losing or gaining weight. And so for me, it was just trial and error, increasing things little by little and decreasing things little by little and seeing what happened. Melissa_White1 says, how did you not give in to cravings and stick to certain portion sizes? How did you figure out what portion size was right for you? So for me, how did I not give in to cravings? I didn't just change my diet 360. And like I said, I've never dieted. It's a lifestyle change for me. So I have never felt that I've craved anything because I haven't cut anything out completely. I can have whatever I want. I just believe in having it in moderation. And I really think how I decided what portions were right for me is I basically started counting macros, and I have a whole video on counting macros. And so I figured out macros that would be good for what I was trying to do, and I would eat to them so I would know what I could get of each carbs, protein, and things like that. So I would measure everything out, and I recommend doing that. So I would have measuring cups. I would also have a food scale for meat and things like that. And for the first while, until I really got the hang of eyeballing things, everything I ate would be measured onto my plate. Nicole_Faith says, what keeps you motivated, especially having a few slip-ups if you miss some gym sessions? What keeps me motivated is basically knowing now how far that I've come. I mean, I'm not going to go back. I can't go back. I feel like I'm accountable to so many of you guys. Also, what goes along with that is a lot of people said they know that for 4 to 6 months, I didn't feel like my body was dropping weight. I didn't see changes. So what kept me motivated in that period? For me, I knew I didn't get to 212 pounds overnight. It didn't even take me 4 to 6 months to get to my highest weight. It took quite a while, so I didn't expect to see results immediately. Of course, everyone wants to see results immediately, especially when you're busting your ass 5 times a week in the gym and you're sweating and you're doing all these things and you've changed your life. So for me, again, I just kept with my goal in the back of my mind. I knew 12 months, I must see some results at the end of 12 months, and I was going to give myself a year to give myself a full shot at going hard and doing whatever I could. So, to me, the 4 to 6 months wasn't a big deal. I also got a ton of questions asking me to do recipe videos or about my ebook, and so when that will be coming out. Basically, I try not to do recipe videos as much because I am producing an ebook. It's something I'm actively currently working on. I actually wanted to have it out last year, but I got taken advantage of working with some people, and so I had to start again from scratch, and I'm doing it all myself. But I am aiming to have it out by the end of this March, when I will also have my website launch where I'll have packages of full workout videos for you guys as well, more in depth. So I am super excited about it. I can't wait to share it with you guys, and I hope you guys are gonna love it. Lana Dehan says, can weight be lost without exercise? Yes, it most definitely can, but it's not something that I recommend unless you have some reason why you can't work out. I think working out has so many other benefits for your body, and I think when you work out combined with a healthy lifestyle, it is like A1. Jennifer Kalashian says, don't you think it's bad to calorie restrict? No, I do not. It's not called calorie restricting in my opinion, but in order to lose weight, it's again a science. So you have to reduce the calories that you are currently consuming enough so every day that you are eating at a calorie deficit in order to lose weight and fat. So I don't think it's bad to restrict your calories. I do think it's bad when you cut down your calories to what is under the recommended amount. So for a woman on a sedentary day, you should be eating no less than 1,200 calories. That's if you're not doing any exercise. Amy5857 says, what are your opinions on veganism? I don't really have any opinions on it. I truly think, judging by some of the comments in some of my videos, which I don't even respond to, that vegans think a lot more about non-vegans than I would ever think about veganism. I think to each their own, and if someone wants to be a vegan, I think that's great, knock yourself out. But for me, it's just not personally a choice or a way that I would choose to live. And I also think it would be hypocritical of me because I wear leather shoes and handbags and things like that. So for me, it's not for me, but for others, it's an admirable choice. And if you can do that, great. She also says, how do you start running when you're a beginner, and the best running shoes? As a beginner, I personally use the Couch to 5K app because it gets you to run in short bursts eventually, so you can run a 5K. You don't have to go through the entire program, but basically it will have you running in bursts of period that will allow you to work on your breathing and your fitness level until you can actually run a consistent amount. And my favorite running shoes are the Adidas Run Smart line. I think they have great shock absorption, and ever since I switched over to that brand of running shoes, I have never had any shin splints or leg injuries. XOXO Kelsey says, have you considered going no carb? Do you think it's safe? Would you suggest it? I never considered cutting out carbs completely because carbs are in so many foods, like in 99% of foods, even in your fruits and your vegetables, and those are good carbs. But so no, I don't think it's safe to cut out carbs completely from your diet, and I also don't think it's realistic long term. I mean, are you never going to eat a carb again for the rest of your life? Plus, you need to get the complex carbs, like the sweet potato, the vegetables, things like that. Carbs are actually good for you. A lot of people make the mistake of thinking because I said I was low carb that I think carbs are the devil and all carbs are bad for you. No, that's not what I'm saying, but for me to limit pasta, bread, starchy carbs like that, that was a personal choice for me. I don't think starchy, simple carbs have really any benefit to your diet. They're more there just for taste. They don't have any nutritional benefits in my opinion. So cutting those out isn't a big deal. And for me, I have just found that my body eating that way, I'm someone who can't eat a lot of the simple carbs and stay with a flat stomach. I will be bloated, and that's just my body, my makeup. Some people can eat those carbs and you can be fine, and more power to you. I wish I was you, but for me, I can't do it, so that is why I decided to cut them. But to cut carbs completely, no, I don't think that's a good idea. Boo7 says, when does it get easy? She says she's been working hard and she's down 10 pounds in 2 months. She does good for 2 weeks and then gets off the wagon. Congratulations, girl, on losing 10 pounds. That is amazing. When does it get easy? It gets easier, but it should never truly get 100% easy because you always want to be pushing yourself. Even now in maintenance, I'm more about weightlifting. I am still challenging myself and upping my weights when things become too easy for me, because for a workout to be effective, you need to be challenging yourself and pushing yourself. Kate G. Shan says, which is more effective? More reps with less weight or less reps with more weight? I think either or works, but I personally choose to do more weight, less reps. I know that that is what, through my research and through trial and error with my body, works well. I see the most results pushing myself like that. She also says, do you prefer to do your cardio before or after strength training? And for me, I have to do it after strength training. If I do my high intensity cardio beforehand, I am way too pooped to lift any weight. So I always do it afterward. Christy Viach says, do you think fruit is a freebie, or would you count the calories in them? For me personally, I didn't really count calories from fruit or carbs because I just feel like no one got fat off eating fruit. Of course, there is a sugar content to fruit, but I will have 2 to 3 pieces of fruit a day, usually a banana, an apple, and then some grapes or berries, or what else have I been enjoying? Clementines. I will have fruit as a snack if I'm hungry. Oh, this is a great one. I can't read your username, but you said, when you cheated, how much did it stall the overall weight progress of your weight loss? It did not stall my progress at all. I would cheat once a week, but sometimes I wouldn't cheat and then I would go a long time and I would cheat. For me, it actually sometimes increased my weight loss because I would get stuck at a plateau and my body would get used to eating so cleanly that I would kind of get to a plateau basically, and then I would need that cheat meal to reset my metabolism, so I wasn't expecting to eat another clean meal. It would kind of give it a jump start, and then I would end up losing more weight sometimes after cheating. So I think cheating is not only great for your sanity, it's also great for your weight loss progress. I also got a lot of questions on Instagram and YouTube asking me how to get back on track or how to deal mentally when you have a whoops moment or you slip up. I think the best thing to realize is that one slip up in the grand scheme of things is not a big deal. I mean, like I said, you don't gain weight overnight and you don't lose it overnight. So one bad meal and one slip up, or even a week of slip ups, in the grand scheme of things, it may set you back a little bit, but it is nothing. You can definitely come back from it. You owe it to yourself. If you've made a slip up, it's fine. What can we do about the past? That's how I live my life. I mean, there's no point crying over spilt milk on what you've already done because you can't change it, but you can change the future and you can change what you're going to do. So as soon as I used to recognize that I would have a setback, or as soon as you recognize it, you have to just start going back to the routine that you built for yourself, that you know works and that you know is the great routine. So I think basically, mentally, do not beat yourself up. You're human. We are bound to have slip-ups. I mean, in every area of life, we have slip-ups. No one's perfect, so just do the best you can and get back on your routine. Okay, so all these next questions are going to be from YouTube. And so the first question is from Alice Dice, and it got thumbs up a bunch of times. And she says, do you think it's necessary to feel hungry or be hungry to lose weight? No, I'm a big believer in not being hungry to lose weight. Of course, if you're hungry, you're going to overeat. But of course, if you go strictly to a 1200 calorie diet from eating, however you're eating immediately, you're gonna feel hungry. There are no two ways about it. So there are a few ways that I combated that. First of all, I did not do everything overnight. I made small changes. So it took me a while to get down to 1200 calories. When you are eating 1200 calories of good food, you can eat a lot more. Another thing that I do is I eat every 2 hours. 1200 calories doesn't seem like a lot, but clean food is usually lower in calories. Fruits and veggies and good snacks like that are really, really low in calories. So you can actually eat more often to kind of combat the fact that you would be getting hungry because you think it's less calories. So as long as you're making the right choices, you can actually snack more and you shouldn't feel hungry because they are nutritionally sound. I saw quite a few questions about this, but this is from Shand Dai. Sorry if I butchered your name. She says she wants to ask me if I have any stretch marks on my body and any loose skin after weight loss because she is scared that she will have loose skin, and so far she can't see saggy skin in my videos. Thanks a lot. So for stretch marks, I actually had a few stretch marks before. Now any stretch marks that I have are just a few on my arms, and they are really faded to being white now. These are the only ones that I have from gaining weight and losing weight, but they do fade over time. I mean, it's nothing major. And loose skin, no, I actually didn't have any apart from maybe like a little bit of loose skin here on my arms, as you can see, but it's nothing major. I think I was very lucky. I get a lot of questions about this again. I was fully prepared to have a ton of loose skin just looking at other people's weight loss journeys and seeing how I looked before, and so I kind of consciously before going into weight loss had to weigh out the pros and cons to myself, and I always told myself that I would rather be at the weight that I am now, or to be at a better weight than I was, and to be healthy and look better and to have the loose skin under my clothes than to stay the way I was and continue being unhealthy because I wasn't happy with my look or my fitness levels. Oh, I like this question. Anastasia Beaches says, please answer this one. Gotcha, girl. She says, do you still have junk food like KFC, McDonald's, fries, nuggets, etc.? I know you're maintaining now, but can you eat junk food? If I wanted to, I could, and I could have throughout my weight loss as a cheat day. I personally don't like KFC or McDonald's. I know I'm like a weirdo. Those are just two fast food places that I don't like, but I will go out to dinner at like a restaurant that I do like to eat at, and I will have junk food or dessert. I'm mainly not really a fast food person. I would rather go out for a nice meal and have dessert, but you could totally use McDonald's or KFC as your cheat meal if that's what you like. Hannah McKay and quite a few other people said, at what point did you know that you had lost enough weight? Like, when did you feel you'd reached the weight that you wanted to before starting maintenance? That's a great question, actually. For me, I knew I wanted to stop losing weight basically when my weight loss tapered off. I wasn't dropping any more dress sizes. Things just kind of came to a standstill or a plateau, if you will. I knew that for me, probably, I think everyone is meant to be a certain weight in their life, and judging by the women in my family and how I was growing up and everything, I knew that this was probably a good weight for me and how I was meant to be, and so when I basically just stopped losing weight, I just figured, okay, I'm gonna start maintaining now. But I think when you know, you'll know. It's not so much about the number on the scale. I already knew what I maintained at just because I weighed myself after, so I could tell you guys actually. So it was more just a feeling and how I was looking in the clothes I was wearing. I got quite a few questions from people who want to lose weight but don't want to lose weight in their boobs, and I'm sorry to tell you there is no way you can do that. I definitely lost breast size throughout losing weight. I was a full B before and now I'm a small B. With fat loss, you will lose fat and your body can't determine where you lose the fat from, so it won't say I'm going to take the fat from your stomach and your butt and your thighs and I'm going to leave you with your nice big boobs. It just doesn't necessarily work like that. Now I'm part of the itty bitty titty committee. Great. Courtney Morris says, how do you eat healthy while running errands? Basically, I always bring a ton of snacks with me. Usually if I'm running errands, I will bring a piece of fruit, a protein bar like my Quest bar, and then also a boiled egg or 2 boiled eggs or something like that. Her second question is, do you find it hard to get your recommended daily ounces of water in when it's cold outside? Yes, I find it hard to get my daily ounces of water in, period, because I'm not a huge drinker. Like, I can go with maybe having 1 drink throughout my whole day. I just don't get very thirsty. So for me, drinking water is something I consciously have to do and have to think about doing. So I carry around a big water bottle and I literally force myself to drink it, refill it twice and have my 64 ounces a day. It's a struggle and I hate having to pee all the time, but I force myself to do it because I know it's good for me. And she says, when do you start really prepping your body for swimsuit season? I guess I'm prepping it right now for swimsuit season. I would like to say that throughout the year I try to live in a way and work out and eat in a way where I don't really get off track, so I really have to prep myself that much. But if I'm prepping myself for a vacation or a swimsuit, probably 2 months beforehand, I will really start eating clean. A lot of you guys wanted to know about losing belly fat and the quickest way to do that. And unfortunately, there is no real tip or secret to losing belly fat. Belly fat for me was the last thing to go because basically as women, our body wants to hold on to our stomach fat the longest, and that will usually be the last and the most difficult thing for you to lose. It is possible, but it's a lot of work. And for me to lose belly fat, I had to keep doing my high intensity interval training to lose overall body fat, as well as I think weightlifting and weight training really helped my stomach look more toned. Basically for me, the cleaner that I eat, the better my stomach looks and the flatter it looks and the more toned that it looks despite doing all the work. Shashi F says, how do you deal with negative comments or people? There are always going to be negative people and negative comments and naysayers, but you have to know that what you're doing inside yourself is right. As long as you're happy with what you're doing and you know that what you're doing is good for your body, you have to let what people say roll off your back. Especially me being on YouTube, I definitely get a lot of negative comments on my food videos or my weight loss videos just because everyone thinks that they know the best way to do something. And for me, all I know is that I'm sharing throughout my videos what has worked for me and what still works for me, and I'm completely content with that. I'm not claiming to be a professional or to be a know-it-all, so I let negativity roll off my back, not only on YouTube but in life, basically like that. As long as I'm secure in what I'm doing, I could not care less. Serene Amir says, is it compulsory to go to the gym 5 times a day? Definitely not. I would only go to the gym 1 time a day for maybe an hour when I was losing weight, and I would go between 1 to 5 times a week, usually 3 to 5 times a week, just as much as I could. I always think that there is no set amount of time or amount of times per week that you have to go to the gym. You can only do what you can do with your schedule, but doing something is better than doing nothing. So go whenever you can and whenever you can make the time. I've also got some questions about corsetting. I don't really know anything about the weights training and corsetting trend that has like taken over Instagram and YouTube over the past year or two. For me, I just don't think, I don't know, I just can't see how that can be good squishing your insides. I always think that exercise and a clean diet can outweigh the benefits of waist training, but then it's just not anything that I really know about. I'm Ray B, this is a great question, says, what do you feel about weight loss surgery? Did you ever think about doing it? No, I didn't have any weight loss surgery. What do I think about it? Weight loss surgery meaning gastric band or anything like that. I think at the weight that I was and at the weight that probably most people are watching me, having a lap band or anything like that to lose weight is a very extreme and invasive method when I think it can be done on your own. For me, I always recommend that people start out eating clean and exercising and doing what they can naturally before reverting to surgery. I feel like surgery should be a last resort. Surgeries such as tummy tucks and loose skin surgery and what's the other one? Liposuction. I don't have anything against those per se. If I had had a ton of loose skin after losing weight, would I have got a surgery? I probably would have had loose skin surgery just to take away the loose skin eventually. But again, those surgeries like tummy tucks and everything are really risky. They have a really long bounce back time, recovery time. They're uncomfortable. And so again, it's kind of a last resort thing, surgery for me. It was never a thing that I thought, yes, I would get it, or yes, I wouldn't. Ramya Lanka says, at what point on your journey did you finally begin to love your body? Probably, I want to say the time where I really thought, yes, I look good was last year on my vacation in Florida. Looking at pictures from that and footage from that, that was a time where I could really say, yes, my hard work has all paid off. Before that, of course, I was happy with my results and happy with my body, but I guess I just never seen myself in so little clothing and bathing suits for such a long time. But that was like a very visual representation for me, like, okay, girl, you look good, in my opinion. I mean, there's always gonna be someone that looks better than you, but I think that was a time where I can consciously remember that. Kimmy says, would you do personal training to help anyone who wants to lose weight? Making a weekly affordable meal plan and workouts that I used to become successful? Yes, I would, and I hope to be able to do that and offer that to you guys through my website, where I could do it via email or Skype or anything like that. I think that would be super helpful if people are interested in it. So yeah, guys, those are all the questions I'm going to answer for today, because my camera is about to die for like the second time and I've been answering them for a long time. I hope I answered your questions. Like I said, I'm so sorry that I couldn't get to all of them, but please do check the information box below, because there will be other videos that I've done and I may have answered your question in another Q&A if I didn't get to it. So I really hope this helped you guys, and I will catch you guys soon. Bye!